Welcome to another episode of The Financially Free Investor, where you will learn information and strategies on how to become financially independent by investing in real estate, something that is not taught openly in our society today. Financial freedom matters so you can live a bigger life, retire early, and do what matters most to you. Get ready to hear tried and true methods to becoming financially free with your host, Jordy Clark.
Welcome into another episode of The Financially Free Investor. Today, I wanted to just chat a little bit about, maybe dive a little bit deeper into my story and hopefully help out where I can in your story. And really, the one thing I wanted to focus on today, I've been thinking about it a lot lately, is just not letting your past define your future. So often, we all get in our own heads and start telling ourselves, man, I grew up so-and-so, or I grew up in this side of the railroad tracks, or, we grew up poor, we grew up rich, whatever it may be. And we start telling ourselves this story and limit our future potential. So really the big thing here in investing as you're on your journey to financial freedom is just not letting your past define your future. So if in your past you haven't been good with money, or you've spent more than you've made, or you haven't been good at saving, you don't know how to invest, you've never bought a rental property before, you've never dealt with tenants before, none of that really matters. It is important to have experience, but I didn't own a rental property until I owned a rental property. And I never bought a small apartment complex until I took a risk and went out and bought one, right? So the important thing is you just keep moving forward. And as you're on your journey to financial freedom, it's definitely a different path than what we're prescribed in just our normal society and education, that, you go to school and got to get good grades to get into a good college, and you got to get into a good college to get a good degree, to get a good paying job. And I really just don't believe for most people that's true. So it's way more about the action you take today, how you prepare yourself for the person that you want to become, that will define your future versus events in your past. And also, just a side note, way too often, at least for me, I will compare my blooper reel to someone else's highlight reel. Meaning I look at all the mistakes I make, and then I go and look at somebody else and maybe put them on a pedestal and say, oh, well, so-and-so never has made a mistake in investing or with their money or whatever it may be. And the reality is, that's just not true. So you can take action. You can go and learn how to buy a rental property. You can go and learn how to manage tenants. There is so much knowledge out there and so many people out there willing to help you for a very reasonable cost if they're charging something, and most of them will do it for free. You know what? Don't let your past define your future. You can be financially free. It doesn't matter what age you're at, what stage you're at. If you're 21 just finding this, or if you're 61 and just finding this. A lot of times what I've seen, not only in my life, but in the life of other people is, if you're careful and strategic and take action consistently, buy good rental properties, you can flip a few houses to generate more capital, to buy more rentals, whatever the case may be. If you really get after it, usually somebody can get from wherever they're at to financial freedom in 10 years or less. And most people can probably do it much faster than they think is possible. So with that, I just want you to know, wherever you're at is where you're at. Don't beat yourself up for any past money mistakes. Just kind of look at it and go, okay, well, this is me. This is where I'm at. This chapter in my story, and whatever it is, it's okay. As long as you continue to move forward towards financial freedom, however you may determine to do that, whether that's single family rentals, duplexes, whether you want to flip houses, whether you want to build spec homes, whatever that may be, just know that you can move forward towards financial freedom today. Today is the only action that we can control. We can't control what's happened in the past, and we can't control what happens in the future. We can't control if there's a stock market meltdown tomorrow. What we do is we just take the given set of circumstances we have and do the absolute best possible with them in our journey to financial freedom. And don't let all of those negative things that may have happened in your past slow you down. Just acknowledge them and move forward on your journey to financial freedom, because, what happens if you only end up buying 5 rental properties? Well, man, that's great. That's better than most people will ever have. So with that being said, guys, just wanted to get on here and talk about this a little bit because I've seen it come up over and over again. It's just people saying, oh, well, Jordy, that's nice, but I can't do this because I've made bad money mistakes in the past, or because we like to shop a lot, or because we have really nice cars or a boat, or, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. The important thing is you take action, and that action can be just continuing to listen to the podcast, continuing to listen to other podcasts, reading books, doing whatever you need to do mentally to get yourself to a point where you can take action and do it in a smart way. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for listening to episode 2. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Financially Free Investor. If you found value in this episode or know someone who would find value in this information, please share with them, subscribe, and send us a review.